haven't hit it yet. I'm just
Oh,
waiting.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Because that'd be crazy to be live on the internet. That'd be really crazy.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
Just, I don't know what I'm waiting for exactly. I just want to make sure it's the perfect moment to hit the live button.
well, good. But I appreciate your waiting. So that anything you say here is totally off the record.
Yeah.
Like how much I love the JJ verse. Don't know why I'm telling you randomly out of the blue, but you know, sometimes things have to be said. But obviously, it ruin the brand if I said otherwise. I mean, I've always argued, Stuart, to other people that we should always consider ships having aft nacelles. I mean, every time in
Oh yeah.
Voyager they say jump
Yeah.
to warp, I wish it said charge the aft nacelle. I mean, I think
I
Gene
wish.
Gene dropped the ball. You know.
Yeah. I wish there was more content like the Section 31 movie. That's a real guilty pleasure of mine.
Well, it's
Uh,
funny you say that because if you actually watch that movie, but at 31% speed, then you see the actual series and like every other frame there's a different thing. I mean, the secret's in the secret, and I definitely want more hidden secret
mm,
episodes within episodes.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that would be
But anyway, we should talk about this later off.
well,
More
press
officially off the
live.
record.
I mean, press
Oh,
live.
I will. I'll hit it now.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Hey guys, welcome to Trekyards.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, sorry, we're 7 minutes
Good.
late. You know, we're busy. We had a really important phone call with someone else like 2 minutes ago. Really important. But here we are finally.
For your viewing pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. It's Battlefest time. It's
Mm.
all Star Trek ships today, so
Mm-hmm.
no multiverse collisions of craziness happening. Just Star Trek ships. So, welcome
Yes.
back.
Yes. And as ever with these, two ships are the go round, so it's $5 per ship, or if you PayPal, that's $5 for the whole battle. So do consider the PayPal as
Mhm.
2 for 1 is very literal in this. You get the entire battle, and I'd love to get
Or
some very focused battles via
yeah,
PayPal.
yeah, or via PayPal. If you throw in $5, you can ask for a Chat GPT summary of the battle because Chat GPT has some very interesting insights and picks winners on these things. So if you want that, that's a PayPal exclusive one. Um, so yeah.
And we encourage that.
Well, we
Um,
got a first one to start with.
Super. Well, I'll start sharing though.
Yeah, so share first. Yes, yes,
See you in
yes.
a second.
All right. Hit that like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us, whether it be edited or live content. We love seeing you guys here and hanging out with you. You're such a great community. So make sure you're notified so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Also, there are ways to help support the channel, as Sam was saying, super chat in or PayPal in. To PayPal is probably the better choice because you get more bang for your buck, as it were. So consider doing that. We would really appreciate it. And also, there are ways to support us on a monthly basis by joining the channel. There's a join button down there on YouTube, or heading over to Patreon/Trekyards, where you can support us on a monthly basis over there. Some people choose to do both, and those people are superstars in our opinion. So if you're able to do one or the other or both, we'd appreciate it. Do what you need to do. Also, just be part of the conversation in the regular chat. If you can't afford to super chat, a lot of people will super chat in for suggestions from the chat. So bear that in mind, and just be part of the conversation in general. We appreciate that. There are links down below as well to Teespring and TeePublic in the description of all of our videos. Check those out for some cool Trekyards merch and a bunch of other stuff. So by all means, do what you need to do in that regard. All righty. We'll just wait for Sam to get back now, and we will get underway with the first battle. Some stuff prepped here for you guys. And yeah, get the stuff ready. All right, so he is back. The bitch is back, as they say.
Hey, it's true. Yes, welcome, guys. And yeah, put in the PayPal's for the entire battle, because then you can actually control everything. which we encourage because
Yes.
you
yes.
guys do some silly ideas sometimes if you want serious battles.
Well, speaking
There you
of, I
go.
mean, the first
Oh,
one's
oh,
kind of silly. It's a
excellent.
PayPal from
Oh,
Olivia, and she says the Defiant versus the Sao Paulo,
okay.
which we have lined up here.
All
And
right.
I gotta say, I mean, the Defiant has the edge. The Defiant has the cloaking device. A lot of people forget that the Sao Paulo, when it got renamed Defiant, didn't have the cloaking device. So, but could be said that the Sao Paulo is a newer version, maybe has upgraded phasers, upgraded weapons, a little bit better power curve. You know, it could have more modern upgrades that are just slightly tweaked from the old Defiant. But the Defiant's been through some stuff. It's seen its fair share of battles, and it's also got the cloaking device as a little added bonus to help it along. So I think the Defiant might have the upper hand here, even with some upgraded weaponry and/or things on the Sao Paulo. Um, I think the cloaking device is a good edge to have. So I'm going to give it to the Defiant personally on this one, just because I think that's an appropriate thing to do in this case.
Yeah, so Sao Paulo is obviously the toppest end of the Defiant spectrum at the time. Sao Paulo, sorry. But the Defiant has been tweaked by O'Brien.
Brian,
It's
yeah,
actually been in combat. We don't. The Sao Paulo is only some combat, but you can't equate it to the Defiant. That said, potentially the cloaking device might create some limitations with a ship that not having it would allow Sao Paulo to do something else with the space or the power requirements. I don't know, right? It's a different focus. What defined as a warship slash that. Sao Paulo maybe has the full warship slant. Don't know. Also, captain. I mean, whoever's captain Sao Paulo might be more aggressive, might be more vengeful. Don't know. Cisco, of course, is all those things as well. So it's a very, very interesting fight. I think the cloak would either be really helpful at the start or be a really bad thing, because you imagine if the Sao Paulo were to work out something to do with the cloak, knowing Defiant specs or whatever, right? Because cloak is such a vulnerability making device,
can be, yeah.
and really only helps the first strike. And when you have things like quantums, which will hurt anybody, how much will the blade of armor really help? So if the Defiant's trying to damage Sao Paulo, how far is damage without destroy, or by firing weapons? So it's a very, very evenly matched. But I would still guess my specific reason that the Defiant is fine tuned so much and customized so much that Sao Paulo wouldn't have had the time or the resources to be as refined. So it's getting maybe like 1.3% more efficiency here and there, even though the one's newer. The technicality of the efficiency is gonna yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dan Ben says that the Sovereign or the Sao Paulo has a better shield matrix,
Sure.
new shield matrix. So yeah,
But those are going to be slight upgrades anyway, potentially, right? Yeah, I think, like I said, just the tweak, the tweak of having it be refined. But
Yep.
but certainly with such powerful weapons, if either get quantums to bear and mean it, right? It's going to be some bad times. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a close one either way because you got newer tech versus a ship that's, as you said, fine tuned and kind
Yeah.
of has its shakedown. It's basically been run through the ringer, and it's got all the little quirks figured out. So I think it'd be very, very, very close. It would all come down to captains.
Captain and also luck. Luck
No
luck
such
of the
thing as
move.
luck. I make my own luck.
Oh, very fair. Very, very fair. I mean, we didn't know anything about Sao Paulo, really. I wonder if they ever
No,
said the
not
captain or anything. I don't remember.
oh,
I mean, it's such an undershown thing. Would you have
yep.
been for the making it an A, etc.,
Defiant
etc.?
A.
Yeah.
Um, yes. because you're changing the name over to a new ship that's the same, basically the same class. It would make sense to do that, give it the A designation. Yes.
It's so funny. They literally the memory alpha has no page for Sao Paulo. It's only the Defiant. With a side note, it was the Defiant. It then became the Defiant because obviously all they said was that the Sao Paulo has been renamed.
Mm,
That's it.
interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, the chat with 18 votes, 78% of the USS Defiant. So yeah, well, Brian's tweaking, just its field
Problems.
testedness. But yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Sesiguru 2000, €5, and he puts in another €5 for his second choice. But Galaxy class versus Dominion bug ship. We've seen this battle. If the Dominion bug ship wants to kamikaze it, the Galaxy class doesn't stand much of a chance now, does it? Now, in a straight up fight, I think the bug ship is done for. But to get slammed in the neck with a bug ship, they're both dead. So technically, guess the Galaxy class still won. Yeah, I don't know. It's the Galaxy class. It's gonna win every time over a single bug ship, unless it gets rammed. Shut up. I saw it look on your face.
It's so funny because the bug ship is the power of plot. A little bit, right? Because they start out being incredibly powerful, but then they become more cannon foddery. I mean, how many ships can you generally have where they can be a threat by itself and then also in the same breath be defeated by a single dum 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 dum? Oh, is that it? Right? Is that it? But they definitely have some punch to them. And I think, yeah, they Kamikaze is obviously a bit of a bold move, fair to say. But I they were also under attack for a while. It's not as if they were straight hit. They had the weakened shields by several other bug ships, so that kamikaze might not have worked the same way had it been fresh, full shields. I think that was as they're trying to leave, it was just skipping to the end of the equation versus actually trying to have the fight.
You
But
gotta wonder too if Galaxy class means Galaxy class or like the refitted Dominion War Galaxy class with some extra, things going on.
bells and whistles,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But no, I mean, sure, firepower, it's going to be the Galaxy class, but I would hazard that the bug ship is annoyingly powerful. And they could easily have some lucky hits that might make all the difference as well. But I do think it could probably take on an annoying number of ships if you are breaking it down, the bug ship, because they are more powerful than you think. Or weaker than you think, they're both. You could probably take on Excelsior pretty easily. Would you say? Would you agree? Yeah, I know. It's like
That's I don't know about that. Because they're also upgraded, right?
Yeah, we can only upgrade the space frame so much.
I know, but bug ships aren't big. But I think you're right in regards that a lot of the power and focus on them is to weapons and things, as opposed to luxuries, on the ship. Because you don't need that. I don't know. But we both said Galaxy class. So does the chat with 19 votes. 74% say Galaxy class. So it seems fair. Benjamin Stone, £5. Can Captain Foley say sorry to Spot for saying he's not worth $3 in the Lego Enterprise video? Did I actually say that about Spot? I don't think I did. And no, I will not. Oh, I will not say sorry. No, I probably did say some disparaging remark about a cat, but don't mention. I don't think I mentioned specifically $3. No.
Yeah, and Sassy Guru, do remember PayPal gets us a lot more support and a lot more joy if you want to put in for that. Do remember.
Yes. So Galaxy Class wins that one. All right, next up. Robert Buckley, $10. Star Trek The Motion Picture 1701 versus USS Protostar.
Where do people come up with these great ideas / ideas? Thank you. I always like when I
Wow.
successfully make a joke that he laughs at. I always get a good, like, yeah, I did it. I did it. Doesn't always work. Doesn't often
I
work.
proud. I made him proud. Okay, so well, this is quite a few Starship Generations iterative tech going on here for the Protostar. Plus, you got small size, maneuverability, just being able to get the hell out of there with the proto drive. I think the Protostar has a lot of advantages, especially its time divide, like removed from the Enterprise refit era. It's just a huge advantage, all of the technological upgrades to phasers and things like that as well. However, that being said, I mean the refit. It's the refit, man. It's the hero ship. It's the one. It's gonna lose. I'm sorry. It's a great ship, but I think the Protostar would just fly circles around it and also just cut it to pieces. So Protostar's got better weapons, better shielding. Uh, yeah, there's
Ouch,
not
man.
much. I mean, if you go with a legendary crew aboard the Enterprise, Kirk and his crew, maybe you have some kind of advantage, but I don't think technologically wise the Enterprise would win this one. Personally,
Yeah, it's kind of like throwing stones at a musket.
that's too much of a that's too disparaging to the Enterprise. Come on now.
Well, musket's just, but I said musket is just also a rock just flying faster.
Sure.
Neither are really war weapons. They're just radically different versions of the same. Yeah, the
I'd say a flintlock musket versus like a high-powered sniper rifle is what I would go with.
Oh, that's even worse. That's But hey, Intima Darkly, right? That showed what happens when you have 100-ish years. Yeah, it's a funny one because you could be forgiven for thinking, yes, heavy cruiser, big powerful warp core, big powerful ship, great. For its time, yes. Any other time, no. You know, if you look at, obviously those that played the tabletop games, if everything's a number-based thing, then if the Enterprise refits shields are like a 6,000 in power level and HP, right? Protostar is going to be
Over
like
9,000.
It's about 20,000, right? The exponential difference. It's both skipping the B, the C, the D era, and the we want to fight the Borg, let's improve our tech phase, and the we need to fight the Dominion, let's improve tech phase, and the post that, let's do post stuff, and the Blade of Light, if it has Blade of Armor. So the difference is going to be staggering. It's the sort of thing that would be rather funny if it was ever a thing where you could watch the refit, just fire its, pulsey phasers at the Protostar, just watch it just do 1% down, because that's the level of disparity in terms of shielding. I would assume the phasers could just pierce the shields, or like down to 20% kind of vibe. Like, there's still some level of protection there. Yeah, it's not a very fair competition. Even if the Protostar is not weapon filled, just one power beam that has a power level of 9,000, as you say, versus shields are 2,000, it's going to have a real problem.
Before we move on, we got 25 people here and 15 likes. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up to 20.
Yes.
And we do have 27 votes, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This one's really close, which is surprising. I mean, the Protostar doesn't have size on its side. I mean, it's smaller, but that's also a good thing. It says maneuverability. Like I said, it could fly circles around the Enterprise. The Enterprise probably has more weapons. I'm not sure how many weapon systems the Protostar has, because it is testing the proto-drive, right? So
Well, it has phasers in that little black crease thing, which
yeah.
fire pretty damn rapidly and are very, very small. Murph accidentally fired torpedo, so we know it has photons. Don't think I ever use them actively, but you know, yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot. I mean, yeah, I would assume, but then the refit's also not that heavily armed, really. No half torpedoes, 2 4 torpedoes, and phasable turrets throughout. You know, if you compare it to the Enterprise B or C, you know, these were leaps, right? I wonder if the torpedo yield would be strong enough to do anything against ProStar.
I wonder too if it's the kids at the helm of the Protostar. I think even taking that into account, I think the Protostar's automated systems would still outclass the Enterprise because they would just emergency command hologram or whatever would go on, and the ship would be able to. Yeah, I think the Enterprise, as much as I don't want to say it, doesn't really stand. It stands a slight chance, but
well, there's also some slight logic that it could also, as I alluded to, fly circles. Given that phasers do need to be targeted, if that is an objective reality where dodging phasers is possible to a meaningful degree, could they even hit the ProStar? Because it's very, very maneuverable. I mean, we saw a thing fly through the fleet. I mean, this thing can easily dodge torpedoes. That if it's trying to, could it dodge the pulsars? Maybe some. And then you're looking at pot shots. You know?
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Robert. Nice idea. Again, guys, if you want to PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com, you get 2 for the price of 1. So a 10 gets you 2 battles, 2 full battles. Keep that in mind, guys. Their spoiler helps us a ton, especially on larger super chats. It absolutely helps. So consider going via the PayPal.
And Robert Buckley has joined at the rank of ensign. So thank you for joining the channel, sir.
That makes a huge difference. It does.
Right,
Thank you.
Let's see what people are saying. It's tied 50-50 right now with 30 votes.
Okay, anyone who's voted the refit, can you give us a description of why? I would love to know. In the chat.
Just in the regular chat.
Yeah. Or I get the next battle.
Tactic or an advantage that it has that would push it over the edge.
Convince us, I guess, I'm trying to say.
Convince us.
I mean, hey, good for the refit, though. I mean, if people believe it can win against that newer ship, people love the refit, man. Oh, I already
do
that one. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what people say. Yeah. Solara says, one thing about the ProStar, small size allows me more agile than a Constitution. Yeah, because the Constitution's not very fast. You know? Not very, I mean, we saw how it turned in 6. It can go...
Yeah.
But it ain't doing backflips. It ain't hugging a donkey, as another franchise said.
Robert Buckley says, I watched on my dad's account so much. I'm glad to be here on my own account. Oh, what was your dad's account?
And thank you so much. Legitimately,
did you
guys.
comment a lot?
Oh, yeah. What was the Nick Catlin? Yeah, seriously, guys. The channel memberships do help a ton. So it's absolutely incredible. Thanks so much. We do mean that.
Welcome aboard.
Yes. Is
Are
there
you really saying anything about the choice for the refit?
30 votes, 50-50. That takes a... I mean, it's not winner goes on, but hell, that's...
No. Yeah.
Okay, we gave you 8 minutes. Yeah. Wow.
That's something.
A draw.
All
Congratulations.
Right, Dusty Gear with 2,010 euros.
Thanks so much.
Warship Voyager versus Galaxy X. That's a good...
Think carefully, guys.
Mashup.
Think carefully.
Well, do we know what Warship Voyager was actually capable of?
Everything.
Because it was all made up. And the points don't matter.
Versus the Galaxy X, of course, it was not made up.
Right, it was its own thing and its own universe.
Okay, it has...
Style points.
You ready for some technical information?
In a second. Style points, I'm giving it to the Galaxy X just because it looks sleeker and a little bit more thought out and refined. The Warship Voyager is just gross. It's just
Ah.
okay. What is it got going on?
In the fictionality within the fictionality, it has 30 torpedo tubes, 25 phaser banks, assault probes, fighter shuttles, and biogenic weapons, along with 300 soldiers, a triple armored hull, and a complement of Borg warrior drones.
Oh shit.
I mean, it always amazes me when I see a version of this model where, like, look, every single one of those fins has multiple phasers on.
Yeah.
So this thing can presumably fire 7 or 8 or 10 or 15 or 20 forward phasers at the same time. And I would assume, based on the logic, the front's a mega phaser, given how stylistically.
Or a phaser lance. Yeah.
No, that's just what I meant.
It's its own phaser lance. Yeah.
That's why I assume it's going to be similar, right? Plus, my assumption would be the Galaxy X is a Galaxy improved and refitted to as far as the frame can go, but then sanity. Whereas Warship Voyager, it's so added on that sanity kind of goes out the window. Hence, because Borg tech, right, it's able to stabilize the stuff to the nth degree. So it's so far out of the recognizable power level of an Intrepid class, whereas Galaxy X is a Galaxy souped up. It's not necessarily, the most powerful. Like, there could be more weapons attached. That said, of course, it has the top launchers, which are right near the bridge, which, boy, you would think you would hear. Those torpedoes being fired. I've always thought that would be a loud place to be. Fire the top pod weapon.
Well, same with the Galaxy X. It's got the photon torpedo launchers right behind the bridge module.
Oh, that's what I'm referring to.
Launch. Oh, I thought you were talking about the warship.
No, that's what I'm referring to. Those, you would definitely hear them, and they'd be loud.
But being in the bridge with that sky dome, like the skylight thing, and yeah, I just see torpedoes launching, just red streaks across the bridge floor. It'd be awesome.
It'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. Who do you think wins then? We skipped over that a little bit.
No, we were getting there. I think the warship Voyager would win just because of all of its Borg enhancements, and it was exaggerated to be extreme, right? So of course it's going to the Borg drones that can beam over through shields probably on the Galaxy X and just start assimilating the crew and or the ship. Like, there's a lot going on that I think the scale sort of tips towards warship Voyager. But yeah, as I said, style points, the Galaxy X looks a little bit more refined, even though it also looks like there's stuff cobbled onto it. But warship Voyager absolutely just looks like a very bad kid bash. So
yeah,
points wise, like for style points, it's the Galaxy X, but as a total winner, it's warship Voyager.
It kind of reminds me of the E squared Enterprise from Enterprise, where it's sort of first step to that. It's like we can modify the CGI model now, but they couldn't go quite as far. It was only seen in diagrams, right? It wasn't even seen in the show. Yeah, I would be fine to say that the phaser lance is exclusive to the Galaxy X. That's its gimmick, right? Where it can truly push all its power into the phaser lance, and so that beam, as we saw in the show, literally cut through a Negvar's, and you would think the head would have some of the stronger shields without any it can rip through shields. So if that's as powerful as it looks, then I do not think Warship Voyager would have shields that could deal with that. That said, if they're both firing weapons, then the absurd onslaught of the Warship Voyager would be just, again, same logic, right? Unmatched by the shields of the Galaxy X. I don't think you could push the shields that high. It's not a prolonged combat vehicle. It's a come in, surgical strike, laser. If you can destroy the shield cluster of an enemy ship, then they'll have to surrender all the weapons, whatever. So,
Did you call out quantum torpedoes on the warship Voyager?
Nope. Didn't say.
No, didn't say.
Were they invented yet?
I don't know. That's too close to call. It's probably.
Because if they weren't invented, they wouldn't have invented themselves, right? So I could see them skipping quantums altogether. Yeah, because they launched pre Defiant, and if they prototype quantums, I could see them like they're not going to leave a random survey vessel on its way to the Badlands. The schematics for experimental quantums from a lab in, you know what I mean? So they probably, you could argue they skip quantums entirely, but it made up for it by having 38 phaser, other things. I think honestly this would be a mutually assured destruction. They would both let loose and rip each other to shreds in different ways. Because can you imagine if even if the phase lance is hitting, if the Voyager's firing all 30 forward torpedo launchers or whatever, and 30 hitting Galaxy X, that's going to be, right, punishment.
Yeah, this is a close one, and surprisingly not 50-50 like the last one. Come on. You guys have your thoughts and your opinions, and 28 votes. You're saying that Warship Voyager wins with 61%.
I mean, I can see that as well.
Yeah.
I was trying to be fully fleshed out in my argument.
Fair assessment. And Inspector D&D answered our question about the refit.
Oh.
He said, I picked the refit because that era gave the feel of people trying to figure things out on the fly. So I just imagine someone pulling something crazy like venting all the antimatter pods, lol. Yeah.
Okay, so ingenuity. You're voting for ingenuity. Hey, fair. Fair.
And Josh Irwin, this is just Star Trek ships today, so no Ori toilet ships.
Well, I do love the Ori ship.
Next up, though,
so per replacement is the equivalent of power level, if you would like.
Robert Buckley, $10.
Thanks much.
1701E and 1701F. There's the E, and there's the F.
Now, because he's calling out them specifically, we can assume with captain and crew. I think that's fair to say.
Probably. Yeah.
It's not just Sovereign versus Odyssey. Like, I will admit, I don't know much about the F's crew because I played lots of Stowe, but I do not think they had the F very much when I played it originally, and then it's not in it very much either. So my knowledge of I know it's Andorian captain. I know the bridge is absurdly big. So big. But I don't know much about the crew specifically. Now, is this going to be as simple as newer tech wins? Is that going to be...
Well, if you go by, like, if you watch Retro Badger, he uses the Enterprise F a lot, and it is way more powerful than the Enterprise E. So just more weapons, faster rate of fire, more quantums. It's just very much a step up from the Enterprise E. So you would think, it could take on the Enterprise E and defeat it. Yeah. I mean, the Enterprise G would obviously beat both of these because it's way more powerful, clearly, right? So each iterative step is better.
Except the Titan version. It wasn't big.
Yeah, it was just like a science ship. It was.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
It is. Well, it's simplistic, As a light cruiser, simplistic. Yeah, it's and it's funny. I didn't watch Retro Badger. I knew of him, but then you said you should watch some, and then I watched like 2, and now every night I'm getting 2 suggestions in my feed. Thanks, Stuart.
Well, they're quick watches. They're not long.
No, I know. No, I was being half sincere, half like he's really spamming my feed, but also thank you. Although I do find he does not make disclaimer enough that it's fans inventing the relative power.
He does mention it.
Because he very much pretends like, oh, this is how powerful the BSG ships would be against it. It's just some guy, he found the ship, has decided this. There's no, he's not...
He does say it occasionally.
Occasionally, but it's definitely like, trust me, bro. It's like, there's no actual sense of like, this is a true battle. It's just for fun. So when he's like, this is the actual winner of this, like, based on this one person.
No, he always says, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just wish there was a disclaimer at the front of everyone saying, this ship was designed by Aerion 3 in 2017. Or whatever. Anyway, moot point. E versus F. The E is a designated warship, battleship. I would not imagine the F is a warship. It is an explorer. It's just a heavy duty one, right? And while everything's more advanced and bigger, I mean, my goodness, the scale, right? You could argue that it's not tactical focused in the same way the E is, and certainly the F is not always maneuverable. The E, we've seen it in in Nemesis, quite a good turning curve and has a pretty, it will definitely outmaneuver the F. But the question is, can the F just burn through the shields of the E? Possibly. But we know quantums are. But if there's only one quantum launcher per ship, and you need it to be forward facing, I mean, quantum should be able to target, fine. Then I would think that if the E got better maneuverability to get the quantums more in range and was able to do those, then you might be able to have an early advantage. I don't think shields have upgraded that much to defend against the quantums. But again, power of just newer, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Enterprise F, I think,
Mm-hmm.
personally, because it is meant to be a step up.
That's real freaking big.
Yeah.
It's silly how big it is.
Ooh, Josh has modified his.
Mm-hmm. Let me get those now.
Yeah. Yeah, does crew play a pivotal role in this decision? Maybe, possibly, but don't know enough about the F crew to really consider that. Yeah, this is a close one as well. We got 28 votes. The Enterprise F barely wins with 54%. 29 votes now and 55%, but yeah.
This would be an interesting one to have, like the Protostar versus the F. Very different ships with their own unique power sets. That'd be interesting. All right. And then this also relates to the PayPal. Okay, so because we have one PayPal in the thing, if you want to read that.
Well, we'll get these ships loaded here first.
Mm-hmm.
So Enterprise F is the winner.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Ish. All right. So next up, we've got Joe Brown, $5. Temerian ship TNG Darmok versus Enterprise E. Winner.
Mm-hmm. So that's the F.
Versus Chat's choice.
So Darmok versus F, because the F won that battle.
Oh, okay.
Wherever the F went.
And
then a chat's choice. Okay, so give us one to fight this battle, guys, and you can vote on as a 3. So throw in one guy. The first one that comes in. I'm just staring at the chat. So someone suggests one ship to be in this versus as a 3-fer. First one gets it. So rush, hurry. Last thing I'm seeing is the poll.
Did he put an F in for 3 ships?
It's a super chat. It's a PayPal, so it's fine.
Okay.
And Sassy's also putting another clever thing. 1, Andrew 2. That's not helpful. Come on, guys, name one ship. One ship. One ship. You're losing your chance, guys. I have to pick something random. The battlefield instructions, aren't they, Stuart?
Yeah. It's also there's a delay too, which is a pain in the ass, but
yeah, but Joshua gets it. And you gotta wonder where these people get their ideas from, you know. Alright. I gotta find a shot of that. Mm-hmm. Could have picked anything. Absolutely anything.
Well, I think that's a pretty simple outcome. Let's be honest.
Alright. I did make I can't remember who made me a DY 500 for Romulan War once, I think. Or a fan film. So I have a model of it somewhere that's quite nice. It's not very hard to ship.
It's the Mariposa.
I don't know.
Yeah, out of these three, let's be honest, the Enterprise F's gonna win. Like, there's just real no contest. And yeah, the Mariposa was the DY 500 in TNG. That's the image it's based off of. So, the Temerian ship, I mean, yeah, wasn't really a match for the Enterprise D. It was.
Well, they stopped it, as in they had a, ooh, you know, take a step back moment. But bare knuckle fist fight, you know. Oh, and Sus is a really good idea.
I've already got them ready.
Oh, okay, good stuff. Let me do the PayPal then.
Yeah, there's no contest with this one. Like, I don't know why we even talk about it. Enterprise F is going to win, guys. It outclassed the Temerian, or Darmok's ship, the Temerians, whatever. And also, I mean, the DY 500. Come on, probably doesn't even have weapons of any kind. So
I could see him having some railgun, like literal, like artillery round shells. You know, for asteroids or something.
Oh, okay, like a little slingshot thing.
Well, no, just like some armor-piercing round bullets in guns that they stick out.
Oh, now you're going into the Expanse universe.
Yeah, well, it's a bit, you know.
The Enterprise is still going to win, so I don't know. Although I don't know why the DY 500 is like ranking higher than Darmok's ship, the Temerian ship in this poll.
Yeah. Maybe they take into account that the DY can kamikaze like the Jem'Hadar. I mean, it's sort of big. Not big, but like some big, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, Joshua. Like just guns. You know, just arm-piercing rounds they have now. And you know, bullets. Big bullets.
Zelenio says, "Wait a minute. He said DT first and didn't say DY until after mine. That's not correct. I'm looking at his. It's DT 500, then DY 500, then yours. The Tavor warship.
Yes.
So you are wrong, sir." All right, I'm just going to get this over with. The Enterprise F wins because this is silly.
Excellent. But does the poll agree, though? Of course. Yes, 74%.
74% with 19 votes. But also it ranks the DY 500 at 21% as opposed to Darmok, which is 5.
That's interesting.
So
that's interesting, yeah.
It means people watching have no idea what they're talking about.
Welcome to the Trekyards.
So we got Josh Irwin's.
Yes.
What did he change his to?
Prometheus versus Dominion battleship.
Prometheus versus the Valiant, the Dominion battleship thing.
Not the cruiser, the battleship.
Yes. I would give it to the Dominion. Just because it is supposed to be such a heavy hitter, powerful ship. Sure, you got the Prometheus that can split into 3, but I don't know. It would be another good fight. Like, you're picking some really good ones to go against each other, but man, I got nothing. It's 3 against 1, 3 smaller ships against 1 large behemoth, which, yeah, I don't know.
Well, in theory, this is the this is the response, you could argue. You know, this is the ship that Dominion have brought the absolute toppest Aest game, and we've got to deal with it. And Prometheus, I mean, the Valiant only lost because of, I mean, they were cadets, right? Cadets on a power trip.
Yeah.
So you would not be able to necessarily guess based on exactly what we saw what the response would be, right? That said, of course, that thing fired quantums at an otherwise registered to be important area. It blew up, the ship for some reason exploded upwards and came back down despite the mass of the ship being so massive. Right, the logic. We'll get, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Probably. Prometheus designed for this very much. I wouldn't necessarily even say the 3 split is needed, because while yes, of course, having 3 ships isn't just about, yes, you're limiting the shield power, but of course, if each shield generator is running at 100%, that does not mean they're running at 300% when all on at the same time, right? Shields aren't additive, they're just reinforcing. So you might get the ability to have redundancy more. That's fair, but that doesn't mean 300% shields. Whereas when they're split, they have 3 full identical warp cores with 3 full identical shield systems. That is 3 ships with 100% shields. And now you access all weapons inside the various pods, and if you break down the ship, only when split it has access to full weapons versus its non-full weapons. So it's actually far more effective than anyone gives it credit for. You're not splitting the ship, you're revealing the 3 ships it's made of. It's actually 3 ships that are combined into one. So certainly you got 3 times the firepower, literally, but the Dominion battleship has so many weapons across the board that it doesn't matter how many ships you send at it, as in up to a certain number, it's still going to be a hit and cause damage. And yes, targeted fire is probably going to do a thing. Yes, it's probably going to cause some damage. But I would assume if the battleship can keep pummeling even one part, it ain't going to hold up. It's going to die. So it's a case of, is it powerful? Are they powerful to dodge? Right? And Prometheus is not quite the same size as a Galore. But what is the battleship fighting against? Galaxies. Right? That's kind of what they're designed to go against. But it's still going to do stuff against the lower end, smaller ships. Otherwise, what's the point, right? I'd be shocked if the battleship doesn't win, personally. I think Prometheus can do a lot of damage, but the pure weight of weapons on the battleship, this is a designed to bomb planets kind of ship.
Yes, and be attacked by multiple waves of other ships.
Yeah, it's a fleet ship. You need a fleet to fight it. That's my vote. Doesn't mean you guys agree with me.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think the battleship would definitely win it. The Prometheus gets some good shots off and cause some damage, but I think overall it's basically like some big bear swatting some gnats. It's going to get stung occasionally, but it's going to eventually win because it's just brutish. So, yeah. But you guys, with 26 votes, think the Prometheus would win with 69%.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have Prometheus and a Sovereign and a Galaxy and a Defiant, no question, right? If you had a fleet of the best, because there aren't that many of each of those ships in the fleet. Or I'm sure if you had 4 Prometheuses that all split, this thing ain't gonna stand a chance, right? Because that's like the absolute top tier level of. But yeah.
Let's see, are we going to PayPal next?
Can do.
All right. Classic for real. It's Foley refit versus the Horizon, because of course he does. Horizon, right there. Versus the Foley refits. And this goes back to like that one with the Prometheus and the refit. It's Refit Enterprise, or the Motion Picture Enterprise. It is just different eras. Like the Foley class isn't going to win. Let's put it that way. It can split into 2 distinct ships and 2 against 1 sort of, but shielding and firepower are not going to stand a chance against the Horizon's more modern technology. So people are like, "What are these ships?" Yeah, Horizon was designed by Sam, and the Foley class, of course, was designed by me. So, but yeah, different eras totally. So they don't really compare. Yeah,
I would assume that one quantum torpedo to your ship and the shields are effed.
probably down to at least 3%.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say totally knocked out.
yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, you ain't having a nice time with one quantum. Yeah, I mean this is a launch semi nemesis, so this would beat an E. It'd be an E at launch, wouldn't necessarily be a warship E. You know, it hasn't got as many weapons, but everything in the ship is the most advanced for the day it came out, of course. But you know, it's not a warship. It just happens to be as sleek as anything modern. It's smaller than you think as well. I mean, you can see the scale, but it's smaller than you think. It's not trying to be giant. Yeah. I felt the Horizon would just shoot your shield generator, take it out, and chill. You know, we ain't there for combat. We're just there to stop you from pummeling us. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but obviously you guys choose.
Let's see what they're saying. With 18 votes, Horizon wins it with 67%. Yeah.
Hey, 40 something for you. That's pretty good. Hey, thanks, Josh. It's all functional. It's all intentional. But it's crazy how time's passing, because I designed that a long time ago with the Rick.
Yeah.
What, 2018? 17? Yeah. That's a while ago
We're going
now.
to jump back to the super chats now with Sesagiro 2000. 15 pounds. 15 euros, sorry.
Thanks so much.
Delta Flyer versus Venture class shuttle versus Danube runabout with torpedo pod. Okay, so
that is the best one so far, in my opinion.
Delta Flyer versus the torpedo pod runabout version versus the Venture class shuttle
scout ship. Yeah. So it's the three best, not Starship, not shuttles in the Armada. And very different mission profiles, all three of them. Yeah, vote on this one, guys. This is a really interesting one. What do you guys think?
Okay, so the Delta Flyer has speed, maneuverability, board tech, micro torpedoes. Lots going on with that one.
Yes.
The Yellowstone class runabout has photon torpedo launchers on the
full
top.
Scale.
Full scale.
There's a difference.
It's durable. Probably a little bit more rugged than the Delta Flyer, especially without shields, I would think. Yeah, built-in transporter. I mean, the Delta Flyer does too. It has a transporter in the back as well.
It must do. Yeah. We see Chakotay beam back and forth. Yeah. I mean, it's quite a lot newer. If it's not that far apart, but tech really has evolved quite a lot in those years.
And weapons-wise, I don't know what the Venture's quite capable of. It's a very nice-looking vessel, but again, you would assume super maneuverable, maybe more maneuverable than the Delta Flyer. I can't see the runabout being super maneuverable. It just looks clunky. And compared to the other two, there's just I don't think performance-wise the runabout would have much of a chance performance-wise, but yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what the Venture's capable of.
Herdshire says, I'm an 80s kid. The refit is awful. Not even going to apologise. He doesn't like the Enterprise refit.
I don't know. Some people can be wrong. That's fine.
Anyway. Sorry, I had to react to that, Stuart. I had to react to that. Do you want to jump in?
Obviously.
Yes. Three really different. I mean, I love this because they are really interesting craft. The runabout is the minivan, but it's got fully featured phasers and torpedoes, which are full Starship scale, and the power and a full warp core. Might be I think that entire underneath the weapons pod, that entire back rectangle is a warp core. So it's got a full,
Mhm.
a full small size warp core, but it's very capable. It outstrines anything else of its size. Deltafly is smaller, is definitely more maneuverable, but it's got micro torpedoes and smaller phasers, but more advanced phasers, and everything Borg improved, of course. Although you can only improve something so much, as we've seen in other things. The scout ship, of course, is the most maneuverable out of the three because it's trying to be. That's its thing, right? It is the most maneuverable, but it's not there for combat. It's there to scout and get away. So I mean, it would have torpedoes and phasers. There are visible phaser strips now, full sized, but there aren't any visible torpedo launcher tubes as far as I know. So micro torpedoes, fair enough, but so is movability, and it's bigger than Delta Flyer.
Would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Solaris asked, does the runabout have a shuttle bay? No.
As a dot
You
bay.
know, you know how big a runabout is, right? There's like 4 people up in the cockpit.
And room.
Like a dining table in the back.
And very small bunks. I mean,
Yes.
bunks, but in the same room. Yeah, I would say for me the Delta Flyer has the most advanced weapons, the Runabout has the most powerful weapons, and the Scout has the most maneuverability.
Okay.
So if it can dodge weapons, that's huge. The Runabout, the Delta Flyer has also messed shields, Borg shields, but you can't misinterpret the difference between a micro torpedo and a full scale torpedo, because the power of a torpedo is based on how much matter antimatter you can fit in the tube. You can only fit so much in a micro torpedo versus a full size torpedo. That's the whole point, right? It's a literal photon from a Galaxy class or an Intrepid class. It's a full scale torpedo, so that is going to cause a huge amount of punishment. So yeah, it all depends on the pilot and how you're doing it. I'd vote Delta Flyer overall, but yeah, a runabout with a good pilot ready to fight. I mean, it's just they've defeated bug ships by themselves, right? So it is a non-full size starship.
Yes. Well, according to the poll, 28 votes. Delta Flyer wins 57%.
Okay.
Runabout comes in at 29%, and the Scout Ship at 14.
Damn.
That was a good battle, though. That's a good
Yeah. It's one of the few ones where all three, they're not evenly matched, but they're differently matched. It's kind of like a New Orleans Enterprise B, and like they're all so different but comparable.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Robert Buckley, $5. An XO1 Enterprise versus the not so canon NX326 Franklin. $5 is for one of those ships.
But Classic Friel did put in Neelix's ship on the PayPal, so he just put in just Neelix's ship, so we can take that as the equivalent as the otherwise. Because yeah, 5 for 1 or PayPal 5 for 2.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Do you want to cover?
If you put the $5 in on PayPal, you could have got both, but
So it depends on Franklin or Maxil back what it's called.
we're gonna do the Franklin.
Okay.
Because yeah, the Franklin is the precursor to the NX-01, the Warp 4 ship versus the Warp 5 ship. And yeah, the not so canon. I like how you put that in. It's interesting. Franklin's also much smaller than the NX-01. Not much smaller, but small enough. There's a big enough difference. I don't buy for a second that Sean Hargraves didn't know what the NX-01 looked like. That's just a lie.
Oh, he didn't. No.
Anywho's, yeah, I'm probably going to give it to the NX just because more advanced weapon systems. They're getting those proton torpedoes online, or not proton torpedoes. Yeah, they were What were they?
Photon
Torpedoes
torpedoes.
from Star Wars. Photonic torpedoes. Yes.
Photonic.
Yeah.
In missile warheads.
Yeah.
Which
So
are
I think
fun props.
weapons wise, even at launch, the NXO1 is still gonna take it. Whoever wins this battle will face off against Neelix's ship. How's that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, it would be embarrassing if the Franklin did win, given it is a warp test ship and then a Mako fast response military, you know, getting people on the ground vehicle. If you look at the actual model, there's no areas for weapons except maybe some photon torpedo launching bits at the bottom, but they're just, you know, zones without ability to go in. And even if they could, the ship is so small relative to how much volume, because it's only a one deck saucer, right, without much depth. You know, there's only one ring of rooms, and then the middle bit. There's not much around the ship, so everything about it is more than a generation different, because the NX1 is the huge leap forward. It isn't just the next step.
Yeah.
So everything is like we are pushing kind of beyond. Even so far that literally the photonic cannons, phase cannons weren't even installed yet properly, because they were rushed in. Like they everything was so new, it was like right off the production line. They didn't even finish assembling and installing them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean this is I would think close enough to the Defiant versus NX-01 to Columbia. Like you just fire a phase cannon, keep firing, phase hull plane will go down, hit, boom. I mean it'd be very quick, and maneuverability does not matter if you've not got weapons to back it up, right? Yeah, I like the Franklin quite a lot, I really do, but it ain't a warship. I'm trying to think of a comparative.
You guys agree? 24 votes. NX1 Enterprise wins with 54%. It's a close one.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So we'll pull in Neelix's ship versus the NX1. He's got a smaller ship. I don't think it's shuttle sized, but it is not
it's bigger than
large.
It fits in the bay, but it like fills the entire shuttle bay door. So it's you know, as big as the bay kind of thing.
The Maxial. Delta Quadrant, which probably implies less advanced weapons than like Voyager, at least. Because a lot of the tech there in the area they got to was not as advanced. But still would be more advanced than the NX-01's weaponry. But again, I'm not quite sure what kind of weapons the ship would have. Neelix's ship, probably some phasers or disruptor type weapons. I don't think it would have anything torpedo wise on the size of ship that it is. So it's also shielding versus, hull plating, polarized hull plating. I'm still gonna. I think. It's a size disparity too. I mean, Neelix would just hail them and say, "Hey, I'm a friend." So why are they even fighting each other? That's all I got to say. Don't know who would win. It's up to you guys.
So I mean, Neelix is a lad. He used to be in the army, so he knew military. He is in an area of space where the Kazon are real dicks, so he'd have to have weapons and shields able to at least protect against the Kazon Raider, which are not the most powerful, but that's a level of at least that, right? And he would certainly have traded his way to at least that level of tech, right? So cargo ship is a trading ship, but shield power is going to be 10 times the NX-01, maybe even 50 times, right? Minimum. Weapon-wise, I assume it's some sort of torpedo. Again, otherwise that limits you hugely, especially as you want some level of redundancy. If your phasers go offline or disruptors, you need something else secondary. He might only have 5 or 6 in ordnance on board because he doesn't want to use them, but it would certainly have something because he's again a military lad. He would know what's needed. So yeah, tech. Even if Delta Quadrant is 100 years behind, and Talaxian's 100 years behind Voyager, which is, I think, a bit of an exaggeration, that's still 100 years ahead of the NX, if not more. So I think it'd be a case of it would easily outmaneuver the NX. It would fire whatever weapons, get shields down, one torpedo, rip through the NX's hull plating, and kick its ass. You know, there is a point of difference of tech where even a cargo ship can defeat a flagship with that level of difference, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a parallel. It was the same question, right? Would a Type 9 from Voyager be able to take on the NX-01 and win? Because this has got to be about, like, roughly, if not more than Type 9, right?
Yeah.
Type 6? Yes, 100%. You know, and it's just a little bit embarrassing, but it's okay. That's okay. As it says, hey, I'm Neelix. I'm your friend. Let me be on board and park in your ship. Just hang on for 7 years. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And have all the water you need. Have a bath in it. Boy, if I hadn't met Neelix, man, everything would have been so different. You know, because he really did save them all. With his ability to not need to use the power. I mean, he absolutely saved that crew. People don't give enough credit. Just saying.
All right, so who wins? 25 votes. Maxiel. Neelix's ship wins with 52%. It's a very close one.
Yeah, there's not many ships the NX-01 could beat. I mean, even like one reptilian from NX-01 era, it was like, ooh, that's a hard fight.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
All right. Classic for real, $2. You nominate Zardoz for the best sci-fi. Oops, a day late. Yep. Solaris, $5. How about the Delta versus the NX Enterprise? And then he puts in the other half there. So Delta versus the NX Enterprise. So there's the NX Enterprise. I think he means the NX era Delta.
Well, is it the Warp Delta or the Delta Flyer? One of which is a fight, one of which might be a fight.
Clarify, Solaris.
It's more likely the Warp Delta, because he started with Delta. Well, no. Clarify! I will
I
find.
think he means the NX Delta.
Yeah.
That would make the most amount of sense.
Warp Delta, which is a nice ship.
The Warp Delta, yeah, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
He clarified.
We do like a
classic. Says $2. How can an 80s kid hate the refit? I don't know. It's a good question.
Did that not move you in the cinema? Yeah. Well, ooh, when this bad boy came about. Bam. A bit dark, I know, but there you go.
Yeah.
You got to assume that of the time, so the one that we saw Archer's friend use in season 3, not launch version, because that'd be, you know, a comparable era version, right? So the planetary defense ship version, which is what they're used as in the show.
The NX is gonna win. It's been out there. It's been modified. The weapons have been refined, tuned. Again, it goes back to like the argument we're having with the Defiant and the Sao Paulo, right? I think they're comparable. The NX-01 can definitely outrun the Delta, and I think weapons-wise, it slightly outguns it. Hull plating. I mean, I'm sure they refined their hull plating when they were out there, the NX. So I can just see it being a better all-arounder for this battle, and I think the Warp Delta wouldn't stand much of a chance. It seems kind of cut and dry, like not cut and dry. It seems very like a fair fight at the beginning, but when you break it down, I think the NX-01 definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, I like the idea that it would not make sense that the team at Earth wouldn't be taking all the information available. The next one is sending back and saying, great, let's get these weapons aboard. So in theory, they will have parallel weapon ability, in theory, right? But that does not mean that the space frame can handle it in the same way. You know, you cannot push a Constitution class classic to fight an E, right? You just can't upgrade it to that point. The space raven can't handle it, right? Now that said, you can the B to fight the Defiant, give or take. That's very impressive, but that plot, right? So I would assume that hull plating, generators, or whatever can only go so far. You're right. The warp is the one they can't compete with. You can't. They're not using warp 5 engines. So there you go. End of discussion there. But yeah, I would assume the phasers are about the same. Torpedoes are about the same when they are on torpedoes. Maneuverability probably Delta because it's smaller.
Maybe.
But then NX has better impulse engines because again, they might not be able to handle the same impulse engines. So I would think that because the overall power of the NX, like across the board, the spectrum of the graph, the NX ticks higher. That even if the weapons and shields were technically paralleled, that the NX would have an edge on multiple things. It would have to be, right? It'd have to be.
Yeah. All right, winner is NX01 with 88% and 16 votes.
Yeah. And we've been generous with it, you know, being the same level.
And we got Classic for Real wanting the Romulan Wing Defender from FASA versus the Nathan Kaiser from FASA. And I don't know, I think Ring Defender would probably get it just because it's Romulan and it's got a cloaking device and the slight advantage. Probably some plasma type weapons on it as well. The Nathan Kaiser, while a cool design, it doesn't have any advantages that I see over the Romulans, where the Romulans have a few tricks up their sleeve. So I'm going to give it to the Wing Defender. It's pretty simple. Not much of a discussion.
Yeah. I mean, any Romulan ship is there for war. That is its thing. So,
yep.
How far can you push an Earth? Don't know. This is a great one. We've talked about it very recently. It's great. But I don't think it has off weapons in the same way. And that's not necessarily a strategy all ships use, but the ability to deal with the all the firing arcs. Romulan can cloak and then get a good angle, fire its various weapons. Yeah, I assume that the whatever the Federation one is could get a couple of really good shots. You know, cause some damage. But I think the Romulans would just be more tactically savvy and cause more significant damage. And probably want it more. Right? So yeah.
What are you guys saying? 13 votes. Wing Defender wins with 85%.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Next up is another Classic for Real, the Fenlon class from FASA versus the... Come on, resize. Perfect. All right. Versus the Lycian command base from TNG. Lycian command base. So that's from Macduff, that episode.
The thing that's the size of... Woo! How long did I have to build that? Right?
Both are not powerful, though, compared to the Enterprise, so...
No, but this thing's a ball.
Yep. No, technology-wise, I think the Fenlon would get destroyed here. It's only a monitor ship, and yeah, I don't know what the other thing's capable of, so it's just kind of silly.
Yeah, I mean, 100 laser balls. I mean, how many gnats will hurt a tiger? Eventually, right? But, you know, it would take a lot. It would take a lot. Yeah, I don't think this is... But if it's an XO1 era, then the space station must have hundreds of weapons.
Lasers versus phasers. The Fenlon's going to have phasers, so it's going to have more advanced tech regardless.
Yeah, but you'd think something that big would have shields that are pretty beefy.
But it's an era disparity thing. Because they're not powerful. They're using lasers and stuff. Like they're not advanced. Whereas Federation is already, by the point of the Fenlon, which is the movie era, using phasers and advanced shielding. So the Fenlon would win. It's just a question of number of lasers, I guess, against it. I don't know.
It would be another embarrassing fight.
Sure.
Because just the amount of little tiddly lasers yeah, it's a lot of they're getting our shields down 1% at a time, Captain. Okay. And then they keep going and keep going, and still down 1%. I was like, okay. You know.
All right. What do you guys say? 11 votes. The Elysian command base wins, apparently.
I mean, hey, throwing a lot of weapons at the scene might be enough.
We're going to switch over to Super Chats again. Ceci Guru 2010 euros. Praetor APU Cruiser
Mm-hmm.
versus Cardassian Dreadnought Cruise Missile.
I love the Prelog getting a shout, because I really like the episode.
I don't know what the Praetor are, so I mean the Cardassian cruise missile, I think it had defenses. They could attack things that were attacking it, but
They had point defense things.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Because it is itself the weapon, so it doesn't necessarily need.
but if it is targeting the other ship, then the other ship's going to go kabloom when it hits. It's pretty simple.
Well,
Yeah,
it should be Moon versus Cardassian ship. You know who wins? Well, I mean the Moon, but takes a big chunk out of it. Yeah, Prelor. It's from the episode where they find a robot in space with a silver mask, and B'Elanna turns back on. So both B'Elanna centric episodes actually, which is kind of I don't know if that was intentional. And there's two different ships, one that are brownie sand color, one's silver. The ships, and they're actually quite powerful. Big ships, big ships. So yeah, but as you say, I'm sure the missile has enough shields to take the impacts of the Prelor, and so as it hits, the thing's vaporized, right? Vaporized. I think there was somewhat a threat to Voyager, but even still, this thing is designed, tail end of the era. If this thing couldn't defend against a Galaxy class, I would be surprised. The missile, like it just needs to have basic engines and then all powered up shields. Like it's right. Because who's gonna be chasing it? The Marquis might ask a Federation Starship, and you need to think a Galaxy might be able to do it. So you want to. I would expect shields comparable to a Galaxy. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, close.
21 votes. The Prelor wins with 52%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Well,
Moving
okay
on,
then.
Robert Buckley, $10. USS Cerritos versus the same gen USS Excelsior. I mean, let's be honest, the Excelsior is going to win. The Cerritos isn't, or the California class isn't meant to be anything special. That's kind of the point of it. Or the Excelsior is the front line, ship doing all the things. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Excelsior. Because they've also been upgraded to the same era as you said with the Cerritos. So, I think just crew wise, you're gonna have a better crew on the Excelsior. You're gonna have it's more focused for that kind of mission. And taking out the Cerritos would not be a problem. Let's be honest. Just the disparity and the quality of the crew says a lot. So, plus one ship's designed for second contact, the other one's actually designed to do things. So, and the Cerritos is a support ship as well. So,
yeah, if you've got parity of torpedoes and phasers, which you would have, then the Excelsior has more phasers. Well, I guess you could argue you can't upgrade phaser ball turrets to the same degree you can phaser strips, otherwise you wouldn't need phaser strips. So you could argue that, it's limited in that regard. Fair. But torpedoes are going to be at the same parity, and I would expect the shields to be notably stronger on Excelsior for various reasons. Yeah.
My gut says Excelsior.
And again, as I said previously, it would be therefore embarrassing if a Cali, a low tier help ship if you can't improve Excelsior to be close. Just retire Excelsior then. Right? It needs to be sort of double as tactically able because they are not tactically able, right? At the very least, even as silly as the warp core is the Cerritos, the shields are going to be, there's so much more power to the shields. It'd have to be, right? It'd have to be. And torpedoes are going to be more, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be Excelsior. It's hard to kind of express in a firm sense, but yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. 19 votes. Everybody agrees with us. Excelsior wins with 63%. It's a closer one, but not bad.
It has got size on its side, the Cali, because they're really freaking big. Unnecessarily big.
Next up, we got Benjamin Stone, 10 pounds.
Thanks much.
Klingon D7 versus a Kazon Raider.
Mm-hmm.
And they meet up in the Delta Quadrant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Good idea.
Pretty comparable weapons-wise, I would think. As far as... Yeah, I think you got the aggressiveness of the Klingons, though. And the Kazon are just basically the Delta Quadrant version of Klingons. I mean, that was the original intention. But I just want to give it to the Klingons out of spite. They got better hair. The Kazon, I don't know what they're doing with their hair routine, but it's not good. And the Klingons just look better, more put together. Just ship-wise, I mean. I don't know how big the Kazon ship would be in relation to a D7.
Also, which one? There's 3 sizes of Raider.
Yeah.
Standard version is like half the size of Voyager. And Voyager is the length, roughly, of the Colony. And this ship's about the length of the Colony, but a bit smaller. So it's, 2/3 the size, half the size of that. So it's much deeper, but not as long. I mean, if you look at D7 at launch, the Kazon wins just by newer tech. Because they're going to be scrounging, stealing, fighting, trying to get the best weapons they can. And you've got to assume they're better tech out there than the D7 at launch. But if the D7 got to improve and iterate even one generation, it's going to... Like, you could push the space frame of the D7 to be a lot more capable than the Kazon. Or they're more maneuverable. Although I don't think the Kazon had torpedoes. I think they just use lasers. Phaser laser disruptors. Oh no, there was a Kazon torpedo. Maybe they shoot into the hull once. Oh, but... I can see the Kazon having better shields. Because they have to fight against more stuff and it's newer. But... That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
It is a tough one.
Because they're non-comparable, literally. And yet. Yeah. Oh, classic. No, sir.
That's at $2. There's also 2 D7 sizes. There's
Discovery. No.
All right, 18 votes. The D7 wins with 72%.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yep.
And thank you guys for all the super chats and PayPals. It's making a huge difference. We appreciate you all.
Sesagura 2000, €10. Romulan Warbird TOS versus Klingon Bird of Prey. Oh, shit. TOS. Gotcha.
So a scout ship versus a non-warp capable weapon test ship with a giant colony destroying weapon. Both are confusing what they can do and not do. Both the cloaks, although far more advanced cloaked Burrell. Weapon wise, I mean, yeah, for me it's got to be the Bird of Prey just because it's more maneuverable. It can shoot more. But one hit wonder if the Romulan can get a single impact, then it's going to be a real problem. I mean, you'd like to think that the shields of a Burrell are going to be near enough the Connie by the point, because it's you know, if we assume the Star Trek 3 one, it's a lot of years post the launch of the TOS colony. So you'd like to think they have shields that are near enough, and that could take a couple of hits. But yeah, what do you think?
I think the Bird of Prey is a more qualified all-around ship.
That is fair.
As we said, the Romulan Bird of Prey of that era is it was a test bed for a plasma torpedo weapon. Should the Bird of Prey get hit with a plasma torpedo, it would not be able to withstand that. I don't think it would explode exactly like we saw in Star Trek 6.
And 5. Oh, and 7, sorry. 6 and 7.
And that the poor man would get blown out into space as well.
Constantly. Yeah.
Now if you're talking Romulan Bird of Prey from like, you know, Starfleet battles and stuff. You got plasma torpedoes plus actual weapons and maneuverability. Then I think it's the Bird of Prey, the scout ship, is a much smaller ship, and I think would be hard pressed to maybe defeat the Romulans. It's a tough call, all depending on what you're using as the Romulan Bird of Prey. If I'm honest.
Well, not just that, but if you then incorporate the idea that, well, we do see them in Star Trek the Remastered later, being right there with the Romulan Stormbird. So clearly they've now got warp. They've now got things that you would think are quite meaningful for a standard warship, because they ain't throwing glass cannons at the Enterprise, right? So they presumably have now warp and shields and weapons that are standard as well as. So surely that means something. What does it mean exactly? Not sure. But any prototype is going to have a problem, but yeah.
But going based on just on-screen canon evidence, I'd say the Bird of Prey.
Yes.
Klingon Bird of Prey.
Exactly my thoughts as well.
And the chat agrees. 20 votes, 75% say the Klingon Bird of Prey.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll switch over to PayPal for a minute. There's a few there.
Beautiful.
What is next?
75%. Love it.
Sorry. Classic for real saying funding Andrew C's chat suggestion: Sam's Horizon versus Sam's with Chat GPT assistant USS Dolphin Nose.
I was confused by that one.
So am I. So go to the next one, or maybe the previous one. Federation Fenlon class versus.
Let's go with
Shipbreaker says he's stationed on TNG Season 1. Arsenal Freedom USS Lollipop. It's a good show.
Let's go with something. Let's try and convert these into logical things. Let's go Horizon versus Prometheus, because that's a dolphinish-esque thing.
Sure.
And I'll ask ChatGPT what it thinks. Do you know Samuel Cocking's created USS Horizon ship? There should be pictures of those up there, Stuart. Yes, I've.
The Horizon and going against what? Sorry,
the Prometheus.
Oh,
If so,
let's go.
So warship versus more advanced ship that can't separate.
Prometheus, where are you? I just had you a little while ago.
Okay.
Where are you hiding?
The one created for track shots. Who would win in a battle at Horizon or the USS Prometheus from Voyager? Okay. With it barely knowing what the Horizon is, I've had to make it understand what it is. Let's see what it says. Bastards.
I wish I could. Oh, there it is. I found it finally. Jesus Christ.
Bastard. I'm annoyed by this. Short answer: Prometheus wins easily.
Yeah, it's 3 ships versus 1.
Here's a clear, long answer. Here's a clear fan film friendly breakdown. Oh, harsh. The Prometheus class is... No, again, this doesn't know what it's all about. This is no information to go on. This is just making shit up. The Prometheus class is one of the most powerful starship ships ever shown on screen. The Horizon, while a strong fan film design with Sternbach's pedigree, is made to fit comfortably in a typical TNG era capacity. The Prometheus massively outclasses it in every major combat way. Horizon could
Fuck your
survive...
ship, Sam.
Seriously. Horizon could survive for a time with your good tactics, but barring special circumstances or creative fan film plot armor, the Prometheus wins the large margin.
All right, well, there you go. Let's see what it's just saying. The Prometheus class also wins according to our chat with 22 votes and 59%. So,
Well, thanks everyone who voted
right.
for me, but
Next up is his other ridiculous one, the Fenlon class versus the good ship Lollipop, which we know nothing about because it doesn't exist. So honestly, obviously the Fenlon's going to win. Like, let's just be not ridiculous. That'd be awesome.
okay. Oh, it's a good ship.
It is.
Ah, Josh. Working a lot? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. When do we have time to relax? That's the answer. Haha! Is the answer.
So, according to the vote, the poll, I mean, 11 votes, 73% say the fake ship would win, so the Fenlon class gets defeated.
But the only thing I'll say to back that up is that the Fenlon's NX, or sorry, Reefer era, the fake ship is TNG-ish era.
Not necessarily. If it's a good ship and it's referred to as that, it could be an older ship that he's serving on. You know,
We're still refitted to modern standards, you think? Close enough. Close enough anyway. They're not gonna have that outdated ships out in the wild. It's gonna be at least B-C layer refit. You know, as we're discussing it seriously.
So Classic for Real says was hoping someone else would supply an opponent onto Neelix's ship, but Classic for Real wants Neelix's ship versus Prime, not Confederation Lost Arena. Lost Arena versus Neelix's ship. Where the fuck did that go?
So cargo ship versus cargo ship. It was a civilian-made craft versus Talaxian modified. That's actually a good fight. Classic might be your best fight in a while. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Ooh, yeah. More advanced weapons, you would assume, on the Lost Arena because it's a newer ship.
Is it a newer ship?
I don't know. I think so.
Well, yeah, actually. I don't know. Sorry.
Cargo ship versus cargo. I have nothing else to say. Like, I this is ridiculous. So, the Lost Arena would win because it's more modern ship, piloted by an ex-Starfleet officer who actually has some tactical know-how under his belt. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't think Lost Arena has really very many abilities to it. Like minimal weapons. It's very much a run and gun cargo ship. But Neelix's is not very advanced. So I think Lost Arena is bottom of the barrel anyway. And Neelix is a resourceful guy, so I think this is pretty stalematey. With Lost Arena having slightly more advanced tech, but it's civilian, right? It's not a civilian, like, what's the name? Rios probably can't get newer tech because he's not allowed. Like, you can't just get newer phasers, so it's using older tech, but better, right? And Neelix is gonna have the best of a worse batch, you know? Yeah, it's a crapshoot. I think you can argue both relatively effectively, as we just did.
19 votes. Lost Arena wins with 58%.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, interesting one. A good comparison you found.
All right. Next up is USS Majestic, NCC 31911 versus USS Cerritos, NCC, whatever it is. I bet not even Captain Freeman remembers.
Oh, the registry. Possibly.
Majestic.
Yes, the Miranda. Bloop. Yep, so we've lowered the bar significantly from the previous thing. That makes sense. Comparable era. You're looking at bottom of the barrel ship versus bottom of the pile ship.
Yeah. One's a red shirt too. It's gonna get blown up real good.
And one's a gold shirt that has not tactical focus in this regard. I mean, they're going to be pretty damn equally matched in terms of weapon output, I would think. You know, both torpedo launchers roughly the same. But you got to give the Cerritos better shields because the way they're integrated the hull is just 90 years more advanced, and better hull materials, that all the new advancements. So I would think Cali just.
Yeah,
But
I
I
would agree
mean,
with that.
not by much.
I mean, there's a reason they kept the Mirandas around. They are pretty useful and tough in a fight. But yeah, I think the California class would just have the edge.
Yeah, don't be sending a Cali out to battle. Like, I'm sure you could make a tactical Cali. That's fine. That ain't what this was. You said the Cerritos, right? That's an engineering version. Yes.
So according to the poll, with 12 votes, the Cali wins with 75%.
Yeah.
All right, moving back to super chats now. Sussy Guru throws in $10 and says California class versus Miranda class again.
Yes.
They did it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go with they're back on the board, and look, it's the same result. It's gonna be the California class.
I got a variant for you.
Okay. Hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. We have 39 likes. Let's get to 40. There's 43 of you here.
Yes.
Hit the like button.
All right, we got the poll if you would.
Who wins USS Reliant Khan in command versus the Cerritos from season 1?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So we're adding a captain with potentially some skills. Does that really help? I know, right?
He's not trained on the ships specifically, so he's got a disadvantage to Freeman, who, even though Freeman's commanding a Cali class, she still kind of knows her stuff. Yeah, a little bit more advanced hull plating, shielding, weapons on the Cerritos.
Mm-hmm.
I still think, yeah, the Cerritos is going to come out on top, regardless of who's in command of the Reliance. But the Reliance not upgraded to the standards of the next generation era like the other one was that we were just talking about. So it's actually just totally going to lose because it's what, 100 years, 80 years.
Because part of me thinks Khan's brutal intelligence would give him some sort of edge, but it didn't work. Like, I mean, Kirk's smarter than Freeman, right? Right? Like, more intuitive. I mean, yes, obviously he's a flagship captain. She's some lady, so far smarter captain.
Well, with 18 votes, Cerritos went to 67%. It's just, one of those things.
Yeah.
Khan might think clearer as well because he doesn't have a vendetta against Freeman. So he might be more free thinking, which might give him a little advantage as well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I would love to have seen Khan with like a week to learn the ship. Like him and his crew. Because that was roughly the same, same 2 or 3 days. So, yeah. Okay, where next?
We are going to Robert Buckley, $20, DS9 and Defiant versus STB Swarm.
Ooh.
Swarm ships. So DS9 and Defiant are on one side.
And I would assume there's at
Um,
least like 1,000 of those, 500, 800, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So many. Shit. Yep. That's gonna be a fight, isn't it? Oh, I see. I see what you're doing.
yep.
I mean, it vibes to me similar to the what do you call it? The Vaudois. You know, outmatched, but numbers. As we saw
Mhm.
in Voyager, numbers do make a difference to a certain extent when they're still somewhat powerful, like not literally powerful. But I would think, I mean, kamikaze. They could kamikaze DS9, and no shields are designed for kinetic damage,
Yeah.
right? So it does not matter if the tech is that much less advanced. Kinetically, it could. I think the Swarm beats both, honestly, pretty handily, with thousands of losses, or hundreds of losses, but I think also tech notwithstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the swarms would win in the end. There would be a lot of destruction in the meantime. A lot of the storms just getting destroyed easily. But yeah, I think in the end they would definitely cut through DS9. Um, just this cloud of ships approaching it. Like, come on, it's like a swarm of locusts. The Defiance again, same thing. Yeah, I think it would be a very prolonged, protracted battle. But I think in the end, the swarm ships might win, depending on their numbers. So.
So I'm picturing the fight somewhat like the Matrix films,
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing
because the
when I
Defiant
thought
can go
about it.
dum 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 quantum dum dum dum, and then DS9 keep firing. So they'd obviously they wouldn't be shooting to hit; they'd be shooting to fire at the front of the swarm, right? So it'd
They'd
be
be firing like this, and you get a few that would come around and flank you, like they did in.
yeah, yeah. As soon as you do that, yeah, and then you spread out the weapons. Yeah, so you'd have ships getting through who couldn't do too much. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all they have to do really is just swarm and just become giant around a 360 and then just go in. You know, because they can't do that much. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna run out of ordnance before they run out of drones.
Should have done this.
But I mean, yeah, it would be a very impressive fight to see the quantums fire and how many they destroy in a ball of fire. How many, you know, because every single one of the drones is getting destroyed by any shot, any pulse phaser, it hits it, it goes up. There's no defending. But this you need, like the Matrix, you need thousands of shots a second for it to keep up, kind of thing. There's just that many going on. Yeah.
Let's see what the people are saying. 21 votes.
Yeah.
DS9 and Defiant win 81%.
Well, there you go. We gave our spiel and you guys disagree.
That's fine.
That's
Agree
fine.
and
That's
disagree.
right. Well, fine. Yeah.
Next up, we've got Richard Lau with 5 pounds, Galaxy class versus Vorcha Cruiser, and 5 pounds will cover one of those ships. I see a Vorcha there, so how are we playing this?
Don't know.
Perfect.
We can let him in. We'll just have a quick one, because we do love you guys.
Sure thing. Vorcha class versus a Galaxy class. Boom, baby.
Galaxy just.
I was just gonna say. It'd be a pretty good battle, but I think the Galaxy would come out on top. Yes. Now, if it's a Negvar, that's a different situation. Then odds are the Negvar might win that.
Yeah,
So,
Negvar make Galaxy its bitch.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you're literally looking at those designed to fight each other. Class of
Yep.
ship. But I'd still vote the Galaxy just overall. Although we've seen one episode of where the forward bank fires a big gun. That would probably be something really serious for Galaxy again, given it's the fight equivalent. So if that gets shields down to like 80% in one hit, 70%, then you know
Yeah.
But I would think most Klingon forces are designed to be that and some birds of prey. And as soon as you have numbers, Vorcha wins, but on a one-on-one kind of thing. I mean, how many TNG episodes are and 2 cavorts and 3 birds of prey? Like, it's kind of, yeah. Oh, Richard. Thank you. That's
Thank you,
very
Richard.
good, man. Appreciate you. So I say, go on the PayPal, put in, because it's then 2 for 1. So these battles, 5 goes in, we get almost all the 5, and you get both. So next time, do that, because you get the whole thing for that.
That being said, there are 3 more battles to do, and we're running out of time. So
yeah,
let's call that the last one. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, we've got Solaris, $10. What about the Raven class heavy shuttle versus runabout type shuttle?
I'm confused by the heavy shuttle in that. It's a cargo ship.
The Raven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a heavy shuttle, really.
Is it a cargo ship or is it a science ship?
It's auxiliary craft that does a bit of everything. I mean, the bottom, if you recall, is just like 4 big cargo bay doors. The Seventh just happened to buy it, rent it, use it, and use it as a science ship. It's just a ship, really. It's a very non-specific sort of craft, which is why it's kind of great. It's like, what does the other category look like, right? A fun retro design. Weapon-wise, I mean, it's not going to have much. I don't believe it has any visible weapons on the ship, and I've seen the model. I don't think it has any weapon. I don't say it doesn't have any weapons, but I don't think they put any weapons. It's only in like 6 shots in the show, and they're all kind of far away. But I can't remember.
As far as a battle goes, I think the runabout's more designed for that.
Which is sad in itself, right?
Yeah, a little bit tighter, smaller, harder to hit. It's got the heavy weaponry. Yeah, I mean, one feels like a more civilian cargo type ship. The other feels like something designed to do what we're looking for here in a battle. So
yeah, the runabouts were chosen that they were capable enough to be all the station DS9 needed. Of course, they're wrong about it, but you know, three of them's enough to protect the ship. You know, I always give them ship being it's just a glorified shuttle, but it does do a lot of, you know, real Starfleet full grade stuff just in a very small package. So yeah, I think Runabout, as non-amazing as it is, probably going to hold its own really well and do yeah,
and probably be slightly more maneuverable, but
yeah, for sure. Raven's great and all, but yeah, I would say it have to be.
All right, so let's see what you guys are saying with 18 votes. The Runabout, 72%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That makes sense to me.
Next up, we've got Sessiguro 2000 with €10.
Thanks so much again. You are crazy,
Voyager
sir.
Versus the Whale Probe.
The Titans fight.
Versus Vija. Probably give this one to V'ger just because V'ger has traveled vast distances, seen a lot of shit, digitized it all. And but that being said, would the Will Probe's dampening field knock out the power systems of V'ger? You would assume so. In which case V'ger would just be dead in space. And then the Will Probe would just ram into it. I can't picture the Will Probe having weapons of any kind, so I don't know. Versus how it would handle it. V'ger could eliminate the Whale Probe if it got some of the shots off with its digitizing balls. But it's a good question. It's kind of the unstoppable force meets the immovable object type situation.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable going either way with this one because they both could come out on top.
Well, I love what you said about the ramming. I believe they say at some point, or it's extemporized, that the whale probe has just impenetrable hull armor, so it's likely it can ram and be fine, and it's so big that if it wants to hit you, good luck. And the fact they can do this in like 5 seconds, it's really freaking maneuverable. It really is. It's shocking, which is kind of great. I would assume that Vija could defend against this anti-power thing, but might need some time to process it. But will it have time if it's out of power? Don't know. Again, rock and a hard place. Would the digitizer beam be able to deal with the armored whale probe? Maybe not. But then if you can modify it, and there's gonna be some level of weapon aboard the Vija probe, just energy, right? Just lightning, you know. So I'm sure you could turn the digitizer thing into a death beam. You know, delete. You know, control delete. Right? You know, delete the data. Like you know, but have it be quicker and more powerful. But yeah, if Vija's bigger, I'm sorry, Whale Probe is bigger. So if it just crashed into Vija, I don't think Vija's gonna deal with that very well at all. Especially it's
is Whale Probe bigger?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Whale Probe, the ball is about Earth space dock size. And
is it?
Yeah, an Enterprise managed to go over Vija in like 3 minutes. At slow impulse, medium, or like 2 minutes. So it would take quite a long time to go up Earth space dock, I would assume. And then you got like 10, 15 of them. Whale Probe's really...
Are you sure about that scaling for the Whale Probe? That seems ridiculous.
It is.
Where do we see that?
Well, in the movie, like I say, it goes over Earth space dock, and it's the ball's roughly the same size as Earth space dock. So that's the only... I mean, distance is also to play there, but
yeah, I'm looking at the image. Yeah, I never got the sense that the ball was the same size. But
yeah,
I guess. What do you guys think?
I had to scale it in my film.
Yeah,
it's pretty freaking big.
yeah, because the Whale Probe's in the distance, so it's further away. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really big. Yeah, it's a fun one. Like they're near the same size. Oh, it's not the same dimensions, but it is longer. I would happily put money on that.
Okay, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that necessarily, but
yeah, you kind of lose yourself in the lack of details, right? That'd be a hell of a fan film to put them together and have them not face off, but like just in the same scene. It'd be like, whoa.
Get a few Doomsday Machines in there too.
Well, that's tiny in comparison.
I know.
Fucking nothing. Oh gosh, 10.
That's why I said a few.
Yeah, 10 Doomsday Machines versus 1 Vija. Although I bet if I did Indiegogo for that, we'd get some donations. Doomsday versus Vija, the fan versus Whale Probe, would get some people wanting to see that. I mean, I would want to see it as well. In fairness, it's just a ridiculous thing to ask me to make, but I could.
We got 23 votes. 57% say Vija would win.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one because, yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Sessiguru 2010 euros
Kicking
Wells
bottom
class
cell.
versus the Krenim time ship. Wells class versus the Krenim
Now,
time ship.
interested to see. I have an easy impression of this. Interested to see what you guys say.
Well, I'm going to say all the Krenim time ship has to do is change something, and the Wells class wouldn't exist. Just shoot at it. Just take them out of the timeline. Done. But then, the time police are shielded against temporal things like that. So how would that work exactly? It's a tough one because they have temporal shielding. Hmm. That's all I gotta say about that.
I was like kind of thinking the opposite. I think the Wells wins instantly because the Krenim can't do anything to it. Once it comes into existence in the premise of the situation, the Kremen's beam, they can't kill any timeline to stop it from existing. It's out of that cause and effect. And like Voyager can block it with its temporal shield, and the Wells would even blink at the beam. And conventional weapons is using 700 years antiquated weapons against the Wells. I mean, this is the easiest 100% win we've had today. You know, one phase at 4%, and it wins against the Kremen's shields. And the one thing the Kremen can do doesn't do anything against the relativity. So I'm surprised at the result. It's not even a percentage. I mean, even the Aeon would win hands down. Same logic, same power set. It's the equivalent of the Annexa one going against the Runabout in terms of tech difference. You know, not even comparable. Voyager beat it. Right? Voyager beat it. So, of course, plus 600 years and the time cops can beat it. I'm surprised it's not
Voyager
95%.
beat it with the help of Tom Paris.
Yes, sure. Still,
sure.
I mean, I'm sure relatively could beam through the temporal shielding as well. Like, it's that level.
Who wins? 18 votes. Kremen time ship 61%. Yeah. Well, there we have it, guys. That was fun.
Much intensity. Much intensity. I feel like we learned a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like we learned a lot.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Join us tomorrow for another live as well. And who wins now, the chat or the hosts? Gonna vote for yourselves or for us? We have the power. We can make things happen on our end.
Oh, we can't.
Yeah,
we can't fake that by changing it. Yeah. So tune in. There's been a lot of confusing fun. Thank you for all the PayPals. Like we said, if you PayPal any of the options in these games, we get over 30% more per thing, and of that mounts up super quickly. So anyone who's being very generous on the PayPal, on the super chat, consider the PayPal. It'll go a lot further with the exact same funds, or you get more for less funds. Just say that. But we love the super chat. Obviously, everything adds up. But do consider the PayPal next time. Yeah. Fun stuff.
And I guess we'll leave it there with 50-50 chat and host. So we're equal. Oh, we were equal. The chat's winning now. 53% with 17 votes. Whatever. It's gonna be nice and say
like you said, Stuart, 100% to the hosts. It's amazing. Amazing.
Wow, I didn't do that.
No, I mean, yeah, the host 100%. Amazing, Stuart. Amazing. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome for the. Yeah.
And on that note, thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Tune in next time. Just be here.